All right. It's 8 p.m. Central and time for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. Heard Wednesday nights here on the KA5D and the N5OAK repeater system. For the KA5D repeater system, that's frequency 441.325, tone 97.4. And for the N5OAK repeater system, 147.320, tone 114.8. Transmitting from the University of Texas at Austin and covering the greater Austin area. This is KN4LRA. My name is Matthew, and I'll be your net control for the evening. This is a controlled net, meaning stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. If you're interested in learning about other ways to check into this repeater, visit ka5d.com/repeaters, or if you're on Echolink, use the node ka5d-r. Please give a couple of seconds between transmissions to allow all of the system links to communicate with each other. Before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic on this frequency? If so, please call now. Wonderful. Nothing heard. Let's move ahead. Is our backup net control operator, Ernesto, on the air tonight? Ernesto, are you out there?
This is KR5PZN. I'm ready, dude.
Awesome. Thanks, Ernesto, for helping out this evening. Let's get this party started. The UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net is a social net with the purpose of getting a great group of local radio operators together to share knowledge, discuss club activities, ask questions, and keep in touch. All hams are invited, both new and experienced, and no club membership is required. The way this works is fairly simple. In just a bit, we'll ask for check-ins and take down a list of all stations who wish to check in. Once we've got everyone checked in, I'll go down the list one at a time and give each of you the floor. You'll have the opportunity to either ask a question pertaining to the radio hobby, tell us about something you've been working on recently, or just say hello. If you missed the first round of check-ins, don't worry. We'll ask for late check-ins again after we've gone through the initial list to give latecomers a chance. Before we open the floor to check-ins, let's read some announcements from the UT Amateur Radio Club. I've been counting down the weeks till the beginning of the fall semester, and it is now just around the corner. The fall semester starts up here on Monday the 22nd, so less than a week away, at which point all of our members should be back in Austin and preparing to get started with their semester of classes. Next week will be the first net with our members in Austin, and hopefully we'll see some more of the club members checking into the net, and we'll have more updates on club activities for the semester, so stay tuned for that. For more information about our club, or if you'd like to get involved, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read about the club and sign up for our email list. This is the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. here on the KA5D and the N5OAK repeater system. If you're just joining us, please ensure that your tone is set to 97.4 on the KA5D system and 114.8 on the N5OAK system to be able to participate. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and I'll be your net control operator for tonight's net. Let's move on to net check-ins. During check-in, please key your mic, say "this is," unkey your mic, and wait a moment to hear if anyone else started speaking at the same time. If it's clear, key in again. Slowly and clearly state your call sign and your first name. When giving your call sign, please use standard ITU phonetics if you know them. This gives everyone the opportunity to learn the phonetics and makes it easier for me, that's your net control, to write down the check-ins. We're first going to ask for short time check-ins. To keep things brief, we won't take comments from the short times from other statements. Once a station checks in, we'll acknowledge them and ask for any remaining short time check-ins. If you're out there and you've only got a few minutes tonight but still want to say that you checked in, please call now with your call sign and your first name. Short time stations, call now.
This is Kilo 5 Sierra Delta Whiskey. The name is Scott. Short time, no traffic.
All right, net recognizes K5SDW. Scott, good evening to you. Thanks so much for checking in. Any other short time stations, please call now.
This is Kilo 5.
All right, I heard a Kilo 5, but nothing else. Could you come one more time with your call sign, please?
Yeah, sorry, I'm on my HT. Kilo 5 Bravo Zulu India Ray in South Austin. Short time, no traffic.
Hey, Ray, great to hear from you, and thank you for checking in tonight. Any other short time stations, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and check with Ernesto. Ernesto, did you get the 2 short time check-ins?
QSL, I got Scott and Ray. Back to you.
Awesome, thanks. Well, before we move on to general check-ins, I'll give one more chance for anyone who wants to check in short time. Short time check-ins for the UT Amateur Radio Club net. Please call now.
WZ5 VBS, no traffic. Thanks for running the net tonight, Matthew. Hey, Ernesto.
Hey, Rusty. Great to hear from you, and thank you for checking in. I guess I'm glad we did the one last chance here because you managed to sneak in before we moved on to regular check-ins. All right, we'll do one last call for any more short time check-ins. Short time check-ins, please call now. Last chance. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's move on to regular check-ins. This is KN4LRA, net control for the UT Amateur Radio Club weekly net. We are now looking for regular check-ins. After we get through a couple of regular check-ins, we'll give the floor to each of you and then to any stations who wish to comment or respond. To comment, please give your call sign when prompted. Any and all stations, please call now with your call sign and name to check in to the net with a question, discussion topic, or just to say hello. Again, all hams are encouraged to participate and no membership is required. Regular check-ins for the UT Amateur Radio Club weekly net. Please call now.
This is Kilo Golf 5.
All right, I heard a Kilo Golf 5, but unfortunately lost the second half of your call sign. Let's give it one more shot.
Kilo Golf 5, Kilo Victor Juliet, KG5, KVJ, Garrett and Buda.
Evening, Garrett. Welcome back to the net. How's your week going?
Not too bad for a Wednesday. Thanks for running the net, Matthew, and thanks for being backup net control there, Ernesto. So I got a question for you, and it's been driving me absolutely nuts. My wife goes out of her way to say the word fourth when she's talking about a quarter of something. And I noticed that when you were reading off the frequencies and then the tones, you switched between decimal and dot. So I'm curious, is that intentional just to like mess with me? Because my head kind of exploded just a little bit. I think dot's like way faster, but I could be wrong there. KG5, KVJ, back to net.
Well, that's an interesting question. I've never really thought about it specifically. I guess it's just something that kind of happens depending on how into the script that I'm getting here, whether I'm just, getting started or whether I'm kind of trying to breeze through it. But it's interesting. I got an interesting similar comment. I guess I want to say it was earlier this month when I switched between Z and Z for Rusty's call sign, WZ5BBS. And a lot of people wanted to jump in and call me out for switching between the two there, which was kind of amusing. So maybe it's just something that I'm doing here, given that I'm still a little bit new to the net control. Always tried to do the decimal 325 just because if your radio isn't volume all the way up or something, it can be a little hard to hear. But, things happen and I end up jumping back to dot from time to time. Back to you.
Yeah, I didn't think about that with the weak signal and reaching people so they know what the frequency is. That's actually a pretty good use for it. But Rusty's call sign is always going to be Z. There is no WZ5 as far as I'm aware. KG5, KVJ, back to net.
Well, I'm sure we could start a whole heated debate about that one, but maybe we'll leave that for another time. All right, any questions or comments for Garrett? KG5, KVJ, please call now. All right, well, it sounds like no one's going to give you a hard time for Z over Z tonight, so we'll move on to anyone else who wants to check in to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. General check-ins, please call now.
This is Kilo Alpha 5 Delta, mobile, no traffic.
Net recognizes Kilo Alpha 5 Delta. Kyle, good to hear from you, and we haven't heard you on the net for too long. How are you doing?
No, I'm good. I'm just, we're out coming back from a family dinner, seeing my son off to college for the fall up at Case Western Reserve. And, and kind of staying busy, getting back into the groove. Good to hear you on. Back to net.
Awesome. Well, definitely wish him best of luck going into university there. I know it's going to be a pretty hard transition that first week, a couple of weeks getting into school there, getting into the rhythm of things. But definitely wish him the best of luck there because it's a lot of fun and a great time, I'm sure, as you know. All right. Any questions or comments for Kyle? Please call now. Nothing heard. All right, we'll move on to more general check-ins. If you want to general check-in to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, I think it's about time that we check in with our backup net control. Ernesto, KI5PZN, how's your week been?
KI5PZN. Hey Matthew, thanks for running the net, and hello to everybody listening and participating. The week's been good so far. Busy at work, but usually I find time to do some radio here and there during the day, and then at nighttime it's been pretty busy on HF, particularly 20 meters. So I've been having fun with that. Let's see. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. It's just too hot to get out and do stuff still for me. So staying indoors, trying to stay cool, getting a bunch of stuff done work-wise, and playing radio, which is pretty neat. And back to that Garrett comment on the decimal, and yeah, I hear you, but I usually do just the dot because I'm just lazy and it seems easier for me. And then the Z, it's funny that you mentioned that because I have an accent. I actually like the Z because it's really easy for people to confuse, when I'm talking to get the S with the Z just because of the accent. So I really like the Z because it helps people like me. Anyway, back to net control. This is AI5PZN.
All right. Well, thank you for running the net for me last week. We were wrapping up my summer internship, and they had put together a sort of end of summer celebration conference type thing that lasted Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of last week. And I was out at Topgolf with some of the other interns then, and running a net from Topgolf probably wouldn't have been the best bet in terms of keeping my sanity. So I appreciate you stepping in and helping there. I'm back down in Sarasota for just a few more days, actually headed back tomorrow to spend some time with my family before I make it back to start the school thing up here in just a couple of days. And I'm enjoying a little bit of a break from the heat. It's only up in the high 80s, low 90s here. Of course, we've got the trade-off with the humidity, but I'm not looking forward to getting back into the high 90s and the triple digits when I make it back there, because I'm sure it is going to be hot. Funny story, I just found out one of my friends made it back to College Station. She's at Texas A&M, and they found out they had no air conditioning, and it was 103 inside their apartment. So I guess we all got to be grateful for what we have and enjoy the air conditioning while we have it. All right. Any questions or comments for Ernesto, KI5PZN? Questions or comments? Please call now. All right. Nothing heard. Well, I think it's about time for a station ID. This is the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. here on the KA5D and the N5OAK repeater systems. If you're just joining us, please be sure your tone is set to 97 decimals. For the KA5D system and 114.8, just to mess up the dots and the decimals for those out there listening. If you're on the N5OAK repeater system, we're in our general check-ins now, and if you'd like to be another general regular check-in for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, please call now with your full name or first name and your call sign. Any more general check-ins, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, I guess it's going to be a short net tonight. No worries at all. Next week, we'll hopefully have some more club members on board, which will be a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Well, thanks for joining us for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. Transmitting from the University of Texas at Austin, this is the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club call sign N5XU. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and we are right here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for the net. We are the official amateur radio club of the University of Texas at Austin. For more information, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read about the club and sign up for our email list. Before I say goodbye for the night, I'm going to quickly read through a list of other nets in the Austin area so you can stay active on the radio throughout the week. On Mondays, there's the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club 6-meter Monday, hosted by Rick. That's on 50.125 megahertz upper sideband at 8 p.m. On Tuesday, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Southside Simplex Net, hosted by Ray, K5BZI. That's on 146.555 Simplex at 8 p.m. Also on Tuesday night, the DMR Soundcheck Net, hosted by George, W5JDX, and Tommy, N5ZNO. That's on the 441.3 repeater. That's the DMR machine at 8 p.m. On Wednesday nights, we have this net, the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club Wednesday Night Net, hosted over the summer break by a combination of me, KN4LRA, Ernesto, KI5PZN, and Kyle, KA5D. That's on both the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system starting at 8 p.m. On Thursday nights, the Oak Hill CW Net, hosted by Pat, W5WTH, that's on 3.532 megahertz at 7:30 p.m. And next, the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net, hosted by a different operator every week, on both the N5OAK repeater system and the University Link repeater system at 8 p.m. If you can hear us here right now, you'll hear us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net. Friday night, the Oak Hill Friday Night Trivia Net, hosted by Rusty, WZ5BBS, again on the N5OAK system and the University Link repeater system starting at 9 p.m. On Saturday, the Austin Amateur Radio Club Elmer Net, hosted by Jeff on 146.940 repeater at 7 p.m. and the 220 Guys Net, hosted by Steve at 224.1 megahertz repeater and 9 p.m. To round out the week, on Sunday nights, the Austin Amateur Radio Club 10-meter Net, hosted by Rod on 24.410 megahertz at 3 p.m. The Travis County Aries Weekly Net on the 147.360 repeater at 7 p.m. And finally, the Weekly Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZN, and Maria, KI5SYX, both on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system starting at 7:30 p.m. The last net of the week before we make it back to Monday is the Austin Amateur Radio Club Swap Net, hosted by Jeff, N5MNW, on 146.940 at 9 p.m. All right, that's it from me. Well, we'll do one more call for any last-minute check-ins for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net before I sign off. If you want to be the last-minute check-in, please call now with your call sign and first name.
This is Kilo Charlie 5, Alpha Juliet Echo, Chad, South Austin, no traffic.
Hey, Chad, great to hear from you tonight. We've got KC5AJE. Thank you so much for checking in. Any other last-minute check-ins? Nothing heard. Well, let's check in with our backup net control operator, Ernesto, KI5PZN. Ernesto, can you confirm that you got the 3 regular check-ins this night on your end as well?
QSL, I have 3 short-term, 3 regulars, and with us, I have 8 in total.
Wonderful. Well, I've got the same 8 here written down. So we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up here. Thank you for joining us for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. Call sign N5XU. We're right here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for the net. We are the official amateur radio club of the University of Texas at Austin. And for more information, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read about the club and sign up for our email list. I'm Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA. And from my QTH here in sunny Sarasota, Florida, 73, and thanks again for checking in. The system is now returned to regular amateur use.
Good night, Matthew. That was pretty good. Scat, thank you for running it.
Thanks, Ernesto, and as always, appreciate you being here to help out as our backup net control. Hopefully, like I said earlier, we'll have some members of the club that get interested and are able to check in, maybe help out as backup net control starting as soon as next week. But we'll see, because sometimes it does take a little bit of time to get everything ramped up in terms of the clubs. Everyone's trying to get used to their classes before they start thinking about the outside activities. So I appreciate having you around. KN4LRA.
Yeah, man, not a problem. Just let me know. I'm more than happy to help. I'm always around. Especially on Wednesdays, it's pretty slow for me, so just let me know. This is AI5A.
Thanks, man. Well, have a great rest of your evening. This is KN4LRA.
Man, 73.
73.
KI5 Papa Zulu November. You copy N5TXR.
Hey, Sammy, are you going to scold me for doing something wrong?
I guess that means you can hear me. I'm on the Oak, testing it out, seeing if it's going to hold up. Looks like it's going to. What's your week look like?
Well, usual shenanigans. I have Twitch night, so I have Enrique with me tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to run the net, the Thursday night net. And then I think on Fridays I'm going to be doing the controls on the trivia net, because I got to get that sucker out of the parking lot. I was not able to run it. But other than that, the usual stuff, man. How about you?
I'm trying to figure out where you were. You went away there for a minute.
I'm here at the house. I'm always on APRS. I'm the easiest person to find.
Well, I didn't know if you were on 775 or 320. So anyway, have you had any big plans for the rest of the week?
Well, it took me a while to get your question, but yeah, I'm on the 325 for this one, and then I think tomorrow I'm gonna try to do the main guy and see if everything goes well. But yeah, no, usual stuff, man. Usual stuff. Just trying to stay out of the heat while this cools down a little bit. But yeah, how's everything going with the move?
Well, I've got a bunch of stuff boxed up, but I can't put it in the trailer because stuff I don't want out in the heat. But I got a couple more things done, and one of them being is that bought that trailer we were looking at in Lexington, bought it today. So I'm going to start running stuff out there a little bit at a time. But what I was going to ask you if you would do is I got this TS850 all packaged up, double boxed and ready to go to the repair place in Wisconsin. And I was going to see if you had time some afternoon or whenever you want to do it, drop by here and get it, take it to the post office. And I don't know, I was just thinking about it, I don't know how to pay for it, unless I just gave you some cash. I don't know, the last receipt said it weighed 29 pounds, so I don't know if they still weigh it and charge per weight or not.
So I think the easiest way will be for me to just take it over there and I'll bring you the receipt and you can just reimburse me. That's probably the easiest way. But yeah, I think they go by weight, unless you're using one of those flat rate boxes. But if not, they weight them in size and weight.
Some green stashed out here and there. And it's all ready to go. It's just hard for me to bend over. I got it under one of the tops of the workbench here, and I just unloaded the truck, and I was realizing how hard that stuff is with no muscles.
Well, what time are you up tomorrow, more or less?
Oh, tomorrow's not good because I got a nurse coming at 1:30, and then I'm headed to Lexington.
How about Friday?
I don't.
Signal's cutting. I didn't understand what you said there. I lost you, Sammy.
Yeah, I said I didn't have any plans on Friday. Did you hear me? Did something happen?
I didn't hear what you said about Friday. I got cut off there.
I switched over here to 775, so that whatever that was wouldn't be on top of my signal. I said, Friday I have no plans as of yet.
Well, if you want to, so I'm going to be out and about really early, but I know you don't get up that early. Ping me more or less when you're up, and I'll swing by and grab that sucker, man, because I'll be around. I'll be around for sure the next few days. Just let me know, and I'll swing by.
No, it sure would help me because I don't want to have to haul a dolly around and take it out at, I'm still not supposed to be picking up nothing heavier than 10 pounds. Leslie would kill me if I hurt myself on the radio box.
Oh, there's no need for you to be doing that. You know that I'm always driving by your house all the time, almost every single day. So that's not a problem. I'll go and grab that. I have a question for you, though. I've seen bigger radios, like base radios, that have the talkback function for people who can't see or you have issues with seeing. And do they make? And I didn't see anything. Do they make HTs with that functionality as well? I was thinking about probably getting one for Enrique so that he could monitor. Obviously, he's not going to talk, but he could monitor the repeaters when he's not with me. But I looked and I couldn't find an HT that had that talkback. Do you know if they make them?
Well, I talked to somebody about this not too long ago, and I think the best you're going to do is it will tell you after you program it and you put in all parameters of the repeaters and mark it. It'll tell you, memory 1, memory 6, and it might even tell you daily, the entry on a keypad. But I think you got to go with one of those high-dollar Kenwoods to get that. I don't know if that's true or not, but Rod or TXW, they might know, but I would think if they made one, they would probably both have one.
Yeah, I guess I'll bug them one of those days when they're around, because I know that the reason why I wanted with the talkback is because, he needs a little bit extra help, because if it was just blind, I'm sure he can figure it out back and forth and whatever, just count the memories. But, I was just wondering, because obviously I don't want to set up a big radio for him, but I was just wondering if he could have something where he can just, something easy. But, okay, that gives me an idea, and I'll ask Rod, and I've never talked to George, but I'm sure he will be okay if I ask him, hopefully. Dude, thanks for the info, because I was Googling, and I couldn't find anything, that was clear.
Well, the Woshan that I had, I sold it to Catman, I think. That one, every function tells you what it is, but it's in pretty fast and pretty Chinese sounding English. Like, memory 1, memory 4. And it's real quick, but it does tell you, like, if you, one, if you're punching a button, and it tells you, if you move the thumb, the biggest thumb drive of a knob, it'll tell you where you're going, which way you're going, and what you're going to. Memory 5, memory 4, something like that. And that just comes with it, and it's pretty cheap. Look at Woshan.
I am familiar with those radios. I just didn't know. Yeah, I don't think he'll mind the British accent, because I've listened to a bunch of stuff from over there, so he's used to it. Well, he's used to hearing my accent anyway, so he's used to accents. So thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Because I know that he enjoys listening, and I think if it has that functionality, then he will be able to at least move between the repeaters. He can totally do that one. But all right. Thank you, man. I'll look into that, and I will bug you on Friday to get that other thing sorted out.
All right, man. I'll see if I can get a ballpark price on it, using the zip codes and the weight and the size of the box. Should have a pretty good idea. I can measure here in a minute. But, yeah, the Woshan, I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. It was the dual band version, fully duplex type. You can cross band on it. And I can't remember the number of it. I bought it from the Austin radio shop before they went out of business. And Steven has it now, unless he sold it to somebody else.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I remember I went to Rod's house one time, and he had the HC in his hands, but I just didn't. I was distracted and didn't ask about that. But I've been wanting to check on that for quite a while. If not, I could always, I guess, get a scanner. Maybe they will make them with that talkback. Is that how you call that, the talkback, or does this have a different term?
I call it voice something. Kenwood calls it a VSR, voice synthesizer, or or something like that. They got different names for it. But it's just a voice command and voice readout. I don't know if it does so much command, but anyway, the Woshan is the cheapest one, probably, and it tells you everything. When you go to the menu, it tells you what menu you're on. Menu, repeater modulation, things like that. Repeater mod, whatever the shorthand they got on the screen is what it tries to say.
That'll be good. That'll be good. I was still gonna ask Rod and probably George just to see if they have a favorite one. That would, the experience. Obviously, it's better than just reading reviews online. But thanks for your help on that one, because that would give me a good idea that I know they exist now, and I know what questions to ask. And yeah, I'll bug those two guys. Hopefully, they won't mind me asking.
Looking for my glasses that whole time, so I could look it up. I think there it is. Woshan. I think it's this one. Oh no, that's not it. That has 7 bands. I'll find it here in a minute.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, because I could, middle of the day start calling them out and hopefully bugging them enough where they'll answer me.
The newer version of it. I'll see if I can make a link or get a link for you. Send it to you on that's our Discord.
Appreciate it, dude. So it's AI5A AllStarLink.
Yeah, that's just not saying those people are any good to buy from, but I guess it looks like the one they replaced it. It's got the same number, the UV9D. So you can look at that, and I think you can even see a video or two of those people making fun of them.
Well, that definitely helps, because I can look that up on YouTube, the Woshan, whatever you pronounce that, UV9D, and yeah, that will help.
This is a company that is charges high retail for stuff. Power Works, and they got it for $179, so be cheaper somewhere else.
Just once I find which one are the ones doing that, I'll look online for prices, and if it's I might even wait a little bit and see if I can find something on the Hamfest. I doubt it, but you never know.
I'm looking on Amazon now. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's like $143.
It's not bad. I guess it could be a lot worse with that with the whatever that thing is called, functionality. I was expecting something a little bit heftier on the build. So I guess it's doable. You just gotta look into them and make sure that they would work for what he needs. Thanks for looking that up, dude.
It's also got a lot of bands that it covers if you want for a dealer coverage receiver. I can't remember. I know you can listen. I think it'll scan everything in between 108 megahertz and no, wait a minute. I think here. Let me look. Hold on a minute. All right, here it is. 350 to 400 megahertz. 76 to 108 megahertz. 700 to 985 megahertz. And 136 to 174 megahertz.
Thanks for sending me that link. I'm looking at it now.
Well, there's something missing there because 350 to 400 megahertz would leave out the repeater part of UHF. So there's something wrong on that description. I mean, the radio over there has even got a 448 programmed into it, so it's dual band. I don't know why. Maybe that's just where it'll scan in between, off of the hand bands. I don't know.
Maybe where it does receiving only on those bands.
But you look at the picture. I'll send you a link on the Amazon link. It's got a UHF program on one side and a VHF on the other. I'll try to send it to you.
Yeah, it sounds like this would do it. I'm still gonna bug Ron and probably George just to see if they have something that I have that I might be missing.
There, I sent you one from Amazon. I don't know why it says that. Radar detectors. I guess maybe that's where it's at Amazon. But it's not. So it gave me the wrong link. Forget that last one.
Yeah, I got a bunch of radar detectors, and you know that I don't go over 25 miles an hour, never.
I'll go get the right one, man. I don't know why I did that. Let's see here. Text screenshot. Nope. Don't want to do that. I'll be dang. It's giving me bad links. It's sending me to Amazon, but it's sending me to the wrong dang place.
I got one now for radios, earpieces, so it's not working. But don't worry about it, man, because I can check it out. I just didn't know they make them.
Well, I've done it twice, and it's given me two different. Oh, there, I see what it is. That is on that page right there. It's part of that page. It must have thought I wanted just to copy that. It's weird, man. Really, really weird.
Oh, good, man. Oh, like I said, I'm gonna ask the guys just in case they have a favorite one. I'm gonna feed this guy because he eats more than a newborn. I don't even know, but yeah, he eats a lot. But all right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for helping me out with those talking HD or whatever you call those things. AI5A AllStarLink.
All right, Nesto, we'll talk to you later. I just tried it again. I'm gonna see what this one does. See you later. N5TXR.
All right, Sammy. I'll talk to you later. I'll let you know if this one works. Cat5PZN73.
Radio check, AI5A.
KI5 something, come back. This is KI5HHK.
Yeah, this is Alpha India 5 Hotel Papa. I'm doing a radio check to see if I can get to receive.
Yeah, QSL, you're hitting it, but you're awfully noisy. It's hard to still didn't catch your complete call sign there, but you're hitting it.
Roger that. Thanks.
KI5HHK.
AI5A.